さんこんばんは。バーゲンです。というわけで今日一発やっていこうと思います。お願いします。いつも通りまたバンされそうになった時の、ちょっと練習を受けて、はい、行きましょう。今回もメインストーリー、前回ちょっとサブクエストを終わらしたので、ミッションのね、メインストレースに行こうと思います。ロレドの屋敷の目の前から入って、そのまま入ってます。
With these cunts, Laredo can protect the port from a drunk lumberjack, let alone Yorveth.
He's succeeded so far.
A ballista. The bastard's got a ballista. You know the power of this weapon. Its arms strengthened with bronze plates and strung with horsehair. It can propel heavy bolts up to a mile away.
Yeah, an experienced crew can release 2 bolts each minute, but it can't hit the same spot twice because it recoils and shifts. I've heard that somewhere before.
Where did you learn about ballistae?
I knew someone who knew a bit about them.
Unimportant. We need to damage it if we don't want to be at Laredo's mercy. They're all drunk here now. I'll provoke the guard.
Relax, Roach. I don't want to fight this rabble again.
As long as that weapon's operational, no one will sail this section of the Pontar without Laredo's express permission.
I'll handle this. Go have a drink.
Don't you traipse around here. Don't you traipse around here.
Nothing better than a fireside feast.
Don't you traipse.
Except a fireside feast with copious amounts of liquor.
Add flour into the mix and it doesn't get any better.
Luckily, the Commandant's provided it all.
True.
That one
Come here,
struts
lass.
about as if he
Your
were the
uncle's
king
got a
himself.
story for you.
So long as he can afford to tell it. I'll not lend an ear for less than 10 orans.
15年ぐらいあるよね。
Sniffing around
この
like
世界のオレンって結構安いというか、まあまあ
sniffing around like dogs in a rubbish dump.
What do you need, ugly?
ブ男が友人を驚かせたい。ブ男できない。
Ugly,
Well, you ain't exactly handsome.
but
I wouldn't worry. Women prefer ugly men to groomed dandies. And you're ugly something mighty. Care for a romp?
can't just now. I'll find you later in town. What's your name?
Margarita.
I wanted to surprise my friend, a sad-looking guy by the ballista.
Some idiot wanted me to read him poems recently. Extravagance, as I say it. I didn't like it.
I was thinking of something a little more traditional.
What would you have me do?
何じゃそりゃ。得意技をお好きに得意技をちょっと。
Just go with your specialty.
All right, it'll be my standard rate.
Draw him away from the ballista while you're at it.
Slap me hard and call me stupid. Trying to put one by me? That'll cost you more.
How's that?
Surcharge on special requests. Those are the rules.
Let me think it over.
君を説得する方法は
A favor for a favor?
There is one thing you can do for me.
And that is?
Myron and Alphonse, 2 of Laredo's thugs. Give them a good thrashing, and I'll even blow...
I stirred up enough trouble as it is during the execution.
No need to stir trouble. Just humiliate them some ways.
Consider it done. Myron and Alphonse.
Teach them a lesson yet?
Not just yet.
Haven't had this good a time in ages.
腕相撲で、
That's
腕
true.
相撲
You know this one? A little lad was skipping down the path. Plough, plough,
食い込んではない。
along came a dwarf and kicked him in the arse. Plough, plough.
I don't lie.
They
They
say
say
witches.
witches.
Rotten scum. Plough, plough.
They say witches have no need to plough.
Plough them.
Did you know that?
Tend to the ballista,
バ
Garrett.
リスタ頼むけど。
No passage.
なんかいや意味絶対意味ありげやろ今ちょっと絶対あそこのなんか通れそうでしたよね。そんな分かりやすい意味あるパターンある。
Haven't had this good a time in ages.
That's true.
You know this one?
上もいけるの。上もいけるの。
Laredo's busy with that witch
ロレド
Sheila.
は魔法使い
Come
シ
back
レと
later.
会談中。
Geralt,
なるほど。あ、ロッシュと話す。とりあえずマジかせる。
What you want, old man?
腕相
I
撲
was looking to test my strength. Arm wrestling.
What do I stand to gain?
Nothing, because I'll thrash you.
俺が
And
勝
if
つか
I
ら。
win,
You'll have beat a witcher, so I guess that gets you bragging rights.
are you that Geralt fella? The Grey Wolf? All right.
腕相撲ちょっと
You've had your
あん
song.
ま嫌ですけど。
Care for some real diversion?
グエントがこういうことにか。そのマウスそうですね、マジで。一番嫌いかもしれない。
Nothing better than a fireside
Okay.
feast.
オーケーオーケー。
Except a fireside feast with...
Damn the dogs! The old man got me. I need to eat. Build up a
もう
bit.
使えへんやろ。
Add plough into the mix and it doesn't get any better.
Luckily, the commandant's provided it all.
True.
どう考えて
Come
も
here, lass. Your uncle's got a
Greetings.
story for you.
So long as he can afford to tell it.
I don't like freaks.
And I don't like oafish no-necks.
What do you want, mutant?
腕相
To
撲
try my luck. Arm wrestling.
I'm gonna crush you, mutant.
Save the boasting till later. Let's do this.
行こう。ガガガガガガガガガガガ
Nothing better than a fireside feast.
Except a fireside feast with copious
よしよし。
Add plough into the mix and it doesn't get any
いや
better.
まあこれ
Luckily, the
I
commandant.
hate mutants like you.
I know, I know.
True.
ゲームマルガリタ。
Your uncle's got a story for you.
They say
So long as he can
witches have
afford to
no
tell
need
it.
to plough.
I'll not lend an ear for less than 10 orange.
Don't.
開けれるのかな。まあまあそう。あ、まだできるんや。
Nothing better.
Myron and Alphonse.
Teach them a lesson yet?
Of course.
All right. I'm off to give the boys some diversion.
Except a fireside feast with copious amounts of liquor.
Add plough into the mix and it doesn't get any better.
Luckily, the commandant's provided it all.
怖いですね。
True. Come here,
Care
lass.
for a little
Your uncle's got a
diversion, Ray?
story for you.
I'm on
So long as he
duty.
can afford to
Oh,
tell it.
come on.
I'll not
Your
lend an ear
comrades
for
are well
less
at
than
it having
10
their fun.
orange.
Why should you be any worse?
You're right. Let's go.
イージーやなあいつ。あいつイージー。任務守れよ。あいつイージー。イージーやなあいつ。
Haven't had this good a time in ages.
That's
そこに
true.
陣取るわけ
You。know this one. A little lad was
Shall I
skipping
read?
down the path.
バリスタ装置をかける。
Along came a dwarf man, kicked him in the arse. Plough,
すごいな、バリスタこんな感じですね。
Dirty rotten scum.
Things like that you could conquer all time.
Oh, fuck him, mum. Plough them all.
You've had your
いやでも
song.
グエン
Care
ト
for
の中
some
にある。
real
はい
diversion?
はい、早そう。ちょっと危なかったです。すいません。ありがとう。話さへんのか。ってことはもうロッシュと話していいでしょう。10世言っといて。
Yes?
Yes。で、次は。
Do we wait until the honorable lady is done with the venerable hick?
Waste of time. Looks like a good number of Flotsam's town watchmen are here. We should look around. Did you see that arbalist behind the house? I'll get his attention. Give him something to think about. Why don't you find out what they're guarding so closely?
あっちにいたやつですよね。味方の個数もあって、盗み聞きするパターン。こっちはこれなんか
I don't like
strangers.
頑張りましょう。一応見えないよ。
What do you want?
Shut it, soldier! Have respect for your superiors or spend the rest of your life on the king's galley.
Apologies, sir.
すいません、知らない。ちょっと扱いおもろいな。
As I see it, the entire garrison could use a lesson in discipline. Is that right?
そう思ってました。
Sir!
はい。
That's the attitude, soldier. The commandant will hear of this.
でもじゃあもう今。 他の葉が悲しみ。
In Flotsam, we cut the hands off
なんだ
thieves.
それ。
I was looking for the privy.
You're lucky the Commandant wants to see you.
いやいやいや。
Come on!
Commandant, sir. We caught the witcher sneaking around the garden.
Bring him in and leave.
Yes, sir.
ナミさん、どうもです。
We were just discussing a certain matter. You here on business too?
The Commandant wanted to see me.
In that case, I shall leave you to it.
Finally!
They didn't want to let me in while the sorceress was here.
Did you see her? Made up like a whore on parade day. They think they can do anything, those sorceresses. I heard what happened in Temeria. You know your name's on a warrant. It's unfortunate, though nothing that should impede our dealings. See, I'm the law round here, and the law needs to know what the legendary White Wolf's doing in this cesspit.
朝さんこんばんはです。今日2の日です。しかし、グリントの国フリーダン。なんで、いや、また帰ってきてほしいですよね。シンジケート相手対決まで作ってましたね。あ、次回使わせてもらいます。ありがとうございます。いや、お前には関係ない。大殺しを起こす素直に。
I'm looking for the man responsible for Foltest's
協力
death.
を得るために。
Here?
I know the Scoia'tael had a hand in it too.
そうそう。
It's their trail I followed to Flotsam.
協力してもらうた
Lucky
めに
you found Bernard Laredo then. If you're telling the truth, Yorveth's got raw blood on his hands.
そうそう。
I can help you find him.
目的はイウルベスじゃない。なぜロッシを信用しない？ほう。まあでもイウルベスではない。まあ手助けしてるけど、どっちも気になるな。なぜロッシを信用しない？目的はイウルベスじゃない。まあレソなんでね、ここじゃな、こどっちょっとこっちにしてみる。
What about Vernon Roach? Why didn't you let him in?
Roach? Know the aura that surrounds him. Men like him act first and think later. And when they act, almost inevitably innocent blood flows. I heard you killed the Kairan.
あ、カイラの大切な感じ。
Flotsam is grateful. Let's say that squares the crimes of your friends.
ああ、
They're free to go. I trust you're on our side.
Whose side is that?
That of the people of Flotsam, of course. Terrorized by the elven bandits for years now.
脅かされている。それに巻き込まれ、お前が負うべき責任だ。盗賊団は慈悲に値しない。ああ。これちょっとお前にしてみましょうか。それ俺には関係
There
ない。
was a time those forests belonged to the elves. To them, humans are bandits.
もうちょっと厳しく。
Spare me your sympathy.
私にもらってくれ。
The elder races, the elder language, blow it all! Today they torch human settlements, they poison our wells, and they murder us along the highways. You fail to understand.
分かってもら
It's you who doesn't understand, Laredo. To tell you the truth,
まあでも、
I'm not human.
You an elf? A dwarf? No, talking bollocks. I piss on the fact that they call you freak for your white hair and glowing eyes. You're a human like any other. We're fighting a war. And you, my friend, cannot straddle
どっ
the
ちつかずの
fence.
態度許されんぞ。あー。はっきり言ってくれてる。フロット様。ハムさんこんばんは。グエントしながら BGM 的に回帰お願いします。まあちょっとメインストーリーですね、今日は。フロット様。何をはっきり言ってくるってことかな。フロットこっちにしようか。はっきり言ってくるか。
What about the elves and dwarves in the trading post? The smiths, peddlers, and hunters?
そう。
They eat with you, sleep among
気
you.
になる。
Whose side are they on?
Hell if I know.
私も知りたい。
That's my
あ言い
point,
たいのは
Witcher.
それだ。
When you fight for survival, you need to be sure who your friends are. The non-humans in Flotsam, sure, they eat, fuck, shit among us. But when Yorveth sounds the battle horns, who knows what they'll do.
こちらにつくさ、手厚く接すれば忠誠を示す。まあでもこれロレド的にはヨルベスにつくかもなって言われたいってことだよな。手厚く接すれば個人的には忠誠を示してほしい。こちらにつくさちょっと安直すぎるな。まあでもゲラルトっぽいのヨルベスにつくかもないですけど。だろだったら、みたいな。いや、ここはちょっとこれにするか。
Yorveth talks about driving off the Duan. He calls the elder races superior. I wouldn't be surprised if some of the poorer non-humans secretly support him.
Right you are.
その通りだ。
As long as Yorveth remains weak, they're afraid to join him. But what happens if he gains strength? Woe to Flotsam,
あ
I
りえ
say.
ない話ではない。
You're a witcher. Your job is to protect the simpletons from monsters. I protect them from the danger that lurks amongst the trees.
お前もウィッチャー。あんたは差別主義者さ。ヨルベス。 どうやって敵対していくいや、個人的には敵対していきたいですけどね。ヨルベスのことか。ちょっとディスってみる。
You detest non-humans.
I detest Yorvith, the coward who hunts the innocent instead of facing soldiers. I detest that whore son who murders women and children while claiming that he fights for freedom. He's a monster, Geralt. He's the evil I protect people from. And anyone who helps a monster becomes a similar monster to my mind.
Enough. I get it.
I don't want you to kill him. Even you don't have a hope against his entire force. I have an idea, but I'd rather not go into it now. The squirrels are up to something. Every night their scouts come closer. I suspect they plan to attack the barge moored in the port.
What's on the barge?
You mean who? Bandits, murderers, rapists. On their way to the dungeons at Drakenborg. As soon as...
Their infamous leader joins them. The cherry on the cake, and Bernard Laredo's crown trophy.
Couldn't have put it better myself. As long as Yorvith remains free, humans, elves, and dwarfs will live alongside each other in deep distrust. I've got to learn what the pointy-eared rat is planning.
How am I supposed to get that information?
You underestimate me, Witcher. True, I have my prejudices, but I'm not blinded by them. Take your friend Zoltan, for instance. He contacted Yorvith.
ヨルベスの曲が懸賞金はいくらにやってる。やるだけという決まりだ。すまんが断る。すまんが断る。ちょっと懸賞金の話。
I'm a witcher. I don't work for free.
Of course you don't. Help us capture the Scoia'tael commander, and you'll be rewarded generously, straight from the trading post's treasury.
決まりだ。すまんが断る。まあ、いや、ヨルベスをゾルタン連れて、まあちょっと討伐しに行くか、断ったらどうなるの？まあ、討伐しに行きたくはないですけど。スコイア側の。すまんが断る。じゃあすまんが断るルート言ってる。すまんが断る。
I came and heard you out. Now I've heard enough.
You're refusing to help?
You're vile, Laredo. I hope you and Yorvith face each other someday, and may the best rat win.
You'll regret those words, Witcher. I promise you that. Now get out of my sight.
急に手のやつする。いいぞ。それこそ、ギャルト。もらえるもんもらえる。反対かな。でも、取れるもんがなんもないんか。あるな。手紙。あ、これか。ちょっと待ってよ。出たくないんだ。ちょっとおっちゃんにしゃべってみる。この人誰？この人誰？話す。
Get out of my sight. Get out of my sight. Get out of my sight.
この人誰？
Get out of my sight.
この人？喋られへん。上も行ってみましょうか。
Entry only on the Commandant's express orders. Off you go.
だと？いや、ってことは、味方になったら入れたんだろうな、多分。おそらく。2でこのクオリティですが、3やったら多分、なんか皆さんそう言いますもんね。でも1で確かにまあ、普通にもう、いい感じですねって思ってて、2で、ワーオって感じで、3はもうなんか、
No passage.
だって、ロレド側につくかつかんかでこんなにも扱いちゃうの。いや、バーゲン的にはスコイ当てるよりなんだ。スコイ当てるよりじゃないですか。スコイや大好き。
Good old talk.
ちょっ
Prove it.
と、
I
だ
doubt
い
anyone
ぶ
would
スコイ
stop
や
you.
よりで、
We're too soft and that's the problem. Soldiers are bored. The garrison is thinning.
Now you're talking.
What you want?
Look for the Scoia'tael.
Hey.
まだ腕相撲。
I won, and we'll finally have peace.
You go after the
Nothing
women,
strikes about
then
it.
relish killing the elven brats. So, the brats.
Who's the
turn
white-haired
into
Billy?
squirrels.
Oh?
And once the women are
Sorry.
gone, there'll be no more brats.
Say which.
What you want?
Stop talking.
What you want?
もう喋れないですね、この人。
Turned me away at the door, the bastard.
俺を締め出すかクソやろ。ああ、ロッシュは入れてもらってないの。
We'll meet later.
後でよ。
Don't forget your weapons on the way out.
恥知らずな提案。記憶ここだよな。ちょっといちいちセットし直すのちょっとやめてほしい。これでいいよな。いちいちセットし直す。サマムだけにしとくか大変やな。まあまあ取り上げられますからね。
Well, well. How's the Commandant as a host?
It's people like him who might help us.
Or put us in shackles and throw us into the river.
He told me they're keeping Scoia'tael prisoners on a barge in the port.
Did he mention if Kieran Ebesnalan, Yorvik's right-hand elf, is among them?
No.
He may know something about the Kingslayer.
Let's pay him a
ちょ
visit.
いちょいちょいちょい。シアラン。だから鎖つながれてんのか、あいつ。感動しそう。感動しそう。
I tell him, I'm taking your
だから、
pouch.
だからってこと。
Pouch
だ
and
から鎖つながれてんの、シアラン。こんなに堂々と言っていいんか。なさそうなの。大丈夫か、じゃあ。
What do you want?
To speak with the wounded prisoner.
Very funny. Go on, away with you.
Commandant Laredo sent me to heal him.
Who are you?
A healer.
Healing elves? That don't sound like a commandant.
いや、使い。ああ、ちょっとこっち行ってみましょ
Are you questioning orders?
No, of course not. You'll find him below deck.
う。怖っ。あの距離感怖いな。
I wouldn't mind a
ドー
donut.
ナツのことの中に考えないとどうした
Welcome, welcome.
このドーナツ持ってきたろ。すごいですね、やっぱり綺麗やな。普通にちょっとまあぼやけてますけど、普通に綺麗です。イベントのやつと本編といや密接につながってますよね。なんかやればやるほどなんかうわあのシーンかっていう。上行ける。ああそう上行けますね。でもシアランちょっと激アツじゃないですか。マジか。確かにでもシアランプレイして夜で
Shut your traps. Stop bloody moaning down there. Wakey, wakey, coffer. You'll fall asleep forever any day now. Look, Birdie's all wet. Hey, Birdie, you get wet just looking at me.
Get ready, Birdie. We'll be there to see you right after our walk.
お前らが喋ってるのか。てっきりエルフがめっちゃ喋ってるかと思った。
Be vigilant.
油断する。おお。シアラン。大丈夫か?
They beat him bad. He's got at least a dozen fractures. I'll need your help.
What do I do?
The spell I'm going to use is painful. It could kill him if he thrashes around.
I'll use the Axie sign to calm him.
Perfect.
Perfect. アクシーの意を使い、重傷を増やして。そんなこともできるんだ。おお。いいっすね。ねえねえねえねえ。急な声の感じ。
It's no use.
無駄だ。
You wish, Horsen. I'm no traitor.
He's raving.
That gun? Where am I?
In Flotsam, on the prison barge.
The convict's barge? I'm done for.
イオルベスの副官やったのか。イオルベスに会いたい。なぜ捕まった？お前らどういろいろ。まあ、ここやな。
We're fighting Laredo too, a common goal.
I once made the mistake of trusting Dwan. Never again.
スコイアテルにウィッチャーが命の恩人だぞ。でもこれちょっとこっちがメインストーリーっぽい人。
You'd be dying in pain if it wasn't for us.
If it wasn't for the Dwan, I wouldn't be here.
そもそもな。
There's a witcher in Yorvith's unit.
Like every Dwan, he turned out to be a bastard.
What happened?
He betrayed us. He said he had an offer for me. So we met, where roses of remembrance grow. I should have known.
Roses of remembrance?
Yes, some of the last in the world. He thought that I'd betray my elven brother in order to control the unit. I refused, and there was a fight. I've never seen anything like it. No human can move that fast. It was a massacre. I was the first to be hit. Thus I survived. I would have bled to death had Laredo's men not found me. Letho will kill Yorvith, and all will be lost. So many dead, so much suffering, all for naught.
穏やかじゃないな。なぜイオルベスを殺す？レソが大殺しなのか。レソの借り来てイオルベスのなぜイオルベスを殺す？
Why does the Dwan want Yorvith dead?
He used us from the start. Hatred. But he no longer needs Yorvith. Sees him as a thorn in his side. Though I don't know what Letho wants.
What does Yorvith want? Why Flotsam?
Go plow yourself.
俺だけが警告できる。俺がお前を殺せば奴は俺だ。いや、これは良くない。話せ、俺は味方だ。いや、ちょっとこれ行きたいけどな。ただ一番上の方が、味方はやっぱちょっと微妙ですよ。上にしよう。
Only I can warn Yorvith. Tell me.
We're fighting for much more, Witcher. Flotsam is only the beginning. We're no bandits, we fight for freedom. In due time, Yorvith will answer the call, and we'll emerge from the woods, joining the battle.
What battle?
He wasn't specific.
In that case, I'll ask Yorvith himself.
I'd like to see that.
Letho. He's the Kingslayer?
Yes.
We got what we came for.
What now?
Yorvith.
What if Yorvith already knows?
I've got an old saying all ready for him. My enemy's enemy is my friend.
Warn him, Gwynblade. Yorvith fights, for that is what he does best. He's Enshe, a real one, a free one. Among the last. Fighting makes sense. Now more than ever before, there is still hope.
What are you talking about, Kieran? Hope for what?
For change. For a better tomorrow. I'll not see it. They'll torment me to death on this barge, and I'll go gladly where the apple trees bloom. But you must warn Yorvith.
Yennefer told me that Ciri has departed for good. She inhabits another world and is happy there. Before she left this one, she gave us the island, our island. We stopped counting time. People believe that the wraiths of the Wild Hunt are there. They race across the heavens, gripping in their bony hands swords, their lightning bolts. They take away mortals, ever expanding their cavalcade of spectral riders. They burned the orchard and the house. In their armored boots, they trampled our island. They made off with Yennefer. I had to get her back. Return to reality. Return to the Witcher's path.
いや、これ大丈夫でしょ。でもこれ大丈夫だと思う。これも彫刻やと、もう絵画やと思ってもらったら全然通るでしょ。 全然文章読まれんかった。くそ。くそ。くそ。
Geralt, are you all right?
I've been to the Isle of Avallach, among the apple trees and the mists. After the massacre in Rivia, Suri took me there, and Yennefer. The Wraith Riders kidnapped Yen, and I pursued them.
But...
Triss, this is important. I feel like everything's coming together. When the Witchers found me barely alive a half-year ago near Kaer Morhen, I was fleeing the Wraiths of the Hunt. They continued to pursue me, in the outskirts, then in Vizima when I killed the Grand Master. Now I know it was no coincidence.
Kieran mentioned roses of remembrance growing somewhere near here. Cedric claims likewise. If that's true...
Right now I should be searching the forest for Yorvith, not looking for flowers.
I could restore your memory.
You sure?
Everything seems to indicate that. Whatever's blocking your memory is clearly weakening. I think I could break that barrier with just one petal from a rose of remembrance. Those flowers are truly powerful.
In that case, Yorvith can wait.
Want me to go with you?
いやいや、これ来てくれて嬉しいでしょう。俺一人なんかな。
I'd love your company.
All right then. Let's go. Cedric mentioned there are some old elven buildings near the cascade in the forest. We should start there.
Lead the way.
Shut your traps! Stop bloody moaning down there.
Look, Coffer's dozed off.
Wakey, wakey, Coffer. You'll fall asleep forever any day now. Look, Birdie's all wet. Hey, Birdie! You get wet just looking at me.
Get ready, Birdie. We'll be there to see you right after our watch.
I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here.
あんなタイミングずるいよな。思いませんか？あんなの止めれるわけないよ。防げるわけない。行こう。場所は大体わかる。もうついていかんでもわかるレベル。散々と。お前どうなってますね。これもでも待って。ああ、記憶のバラ、オーナーさす。まあ、記憶のバラからでいいんか。そうだね。検討大会、ああ、そう。そう。物か。物乾くところに行ける。
That brick Lorito.
まだよね。まだ無理臭いですね。まだよね。ってことはバラするか。
Glad we made the deal. True enough. Sometimes you just gotta grit your teeth and bite back later.
一応セーブ別にとました。そうか。でもちゃんと距離を保ってくれる。だがしかし戦闘どうなるの？大丈夫なの？これね、ちょっと待って、ここじゃない。どこだ？じゃあ、なんか、もろもろわかんないって言ったら、実はなんかここにね、こっそりといろいろ載ってることに気づいて、いろいろ書いてたんですよ。で、ここで、どこやったっけな。あれ。あ、ターゲットロックオン。これ、ある時でロックオンできるみたいなんで、ちょっとこれは使っていきたいですね。使えるかはわかんない。ロックオンはあると覚えておきましょう。あかさん、寝る前に来ました。こんばんは。いびき録音アプリ使ったら割とショックを受けました。私も寝言アプリってか、私なんか寝言がね、なんかその聞こえるみたいな、聞こえるから録音できるアプリを使ったことあるんですけど、幸いのことにその頃は 無音でしたね。で最近はちょっとなんか、ひどいと思いますね。どうですいや、シアラあのまま処刑ってことですかね。ちょっとあんまり考えたくない。ちょっとクエンを貼ってみましょう。何があるかわからない。アルトキーで録音。いや、これでも手元がめちゃくちゃになるんだよな。そもそも ADSW の場所に手を置くのがそもそも大変なのに、でスペースでこのスペースでもローリングでしょ。でアルトでタゲ取り、コントロールでこれシフトがある。でも全然使いこなせない。手元がすごい大変。あ、でも敵出てこうへんな。助かる。じゃあクエン払んでいいか。メダリオンでも光ってるんであれですけど、それはそれでって感じですよ。
I'm glad you're here.
全然出てこなかった。ああ、きっとここ。
I think we've arrived. The cascade, the menhir. We need to take the path leading upwards.
Gardens in the middle of forests? Those elves really like to complicate things.
Stop whining. It's not far now.
奇跡に行く。ここからお前が。ここからお前が出てくる。
Cedric told me a beautiful legend about this place.
Legends are almost always beautiful, especially elven ones. Reality often leaves a lot to be desired.
Well, Cedric also said the site itself was something wonderful.
ここあれか、意味わからん。ここ何やみたいなところか。そういっぱいあったもん。
The rose must be here somewhere.
どこかに。
I'll look around.
あれじゃないちょっと待って。
Cedric said Cymoril eclipsed even Francesca Findabair with her beauty, and Francesca's reputed to be the world's most beautiful woman.
Cedric drinks too much.
He really has visions, you know. He really has the gift. He could learn to control it if he drank less.
Cedric drinks to get rid of the visions, and that's something I understand perfectly well.
これって前来て、なんかそのアードってなんか崩れるだけ崩れてなんじゃこれみたいな場所じゃないですか、佐藤。なんか嫌な予感が全部。その嫌な予感ですよ。あ、恋人たちの彫像とか素敵に生きられる。
I just don't understand it. How did the elves become so cruel? The one with the scar had so much hatred in him.
Places like this make you realize just how much they've lost. There used to be entire elven cities, and the forests were theirs to enjoy, not to hide in. Humans destroyed that, put them in reservations. Yorvith and his kind are taking revenge, though not all elves are like that.
Kieran said there's a lot more at stake.
He has his ideal. A certain vision of the world, but do you think there's room for humans in it?
We're practically one and the same.
Wrong, Triss. We've been learning from each other for generations, but we're different at base.
I don't know why I find that awfully sad.
Just like this garden. Beautiful and sad.
I'm glad you're here. Cymoril's Rose of Remembrance. Legend has it they wilt unless nourished with blood, and also if they're sold. But give it to someone you love, and it'll live forever.
あげよう。いやいや、あげよう。あげよう。ちょっとおもろいな。ちょっと待って。でもこれエレファーだからダメだってことでしょ。ちょっとあげよう。でもちょっと面白いな。好奇心からあげようにしてみてください。けどどっちも一緒な気がする。ずるいなでもイエネファーがいるでしょみたいな。分かってるわで取り返すでしょ。で、あげようにしても分かってるわけだとあなたの本当こうイエネファーになるってことみたいな。
This one's for you.
Oh, Geralt.
I want you to keep it. If there's any truth to the legend, it shouldn't wilt, even if you pluck a petal or two.
Thank you.
おお、Thank you.
This is the statue, Curly. Don't mind us. Imagine the corn we'll get. I won't leave the brothel for a month.
6 weeks even.
Where does that woman get the gold for all this? I mean, her and the old man, they're buying a new house. And now these statues for the garden. Must be defraughting the treasury. What's a town chancellor do anyway?
They'd be ploughing hard to move.
We'd never shift it in one piece. I know. We'll break off the legs, the heads, remove it in bits.
Break off your own head, clown.
Shut your trap, cunt.
Kill them! ターゲットにしてくれた。やばい。危ないぞ。
Watch out!
さすがゲラルト。待て待て待て待て待て待て待て待て待て。危ない。危ない気がする。ちょっといつでもこれからするようにしてきます。そう、これお風呂やったからなんか、そうや、思い出した。お風呂あったわ、ここに。ちょっとギリギリまで行きます。これもうやばいやろ。大丈夫、これやばいです。やばいって言う。
Incredible what the N-shape built before human ships ever appeared in the Pontar Delta.
あ、そろそろ来る。危ない。
Elves possess a sensitivity humans can't ever
それ
hope
じゃあもう
to
止めちゃいますね、これ。ごめんなさい、ちょっと。自主規制できます。
accord. Looks like we're stuck.
お手上げみたいに。ああ。
Well, there must be
どこかに出
another
口
way
があ
out
る
of
はずよ。
here.
あ
Why are you
あ。なんで
looking
そ
at
んな
me
目で
that
私を見る
way?
の？顔に
Do I
出
have
てすぎ
something
る。
on my face?
いいや。
What's going on in
言ってない
that
のかな
head of yours, Witcher?
なんでもない出口を探そう。浴場が使えるぞ。これ自分で選べるんや。ごめんなさい、使わせてもらっていいですか？ちょっと。
Oh, you know.
いや、ここは水浴びにいいな。下手くそかな。あ、一緒にどう？おー。急にトリスの服って魔法で脱げるの？なんか服を脱ぐっていう概念が魔法みたいです。うわ、すごいわ。あ、そんな感じだね。もうこれは絶対ダメです。これは絶対絶対バンくれると2秒でバンくられます。